Hey everybody, we are teaching Vermillion, and this time it's all about intensity, or saturation, as a way of talking about color and using it on the canvas. Now, saturation, sometimes called intensity, is how vibrant the color is. So you can see on the canvas, I've got pure, vibrant red right off the Bob Ross palette. That orangey red in its most intense, most purest color. Now, we don't want everything always that vibrant. Maybe things are fading into the background, or maybe we're trying to show highlight and different variations. So intensity, saturation, how pure is your color? How vibrant is your color? So I've got this strip here of vibrant color, and I've also mixed up this very nice neutral gray. So I'm going to bring in my gray down here at the bottom. As I blend the gray and the red together, I'm going to keep the top part pure, vibrant red. And as the gray gets mixed in, it will become less and less red. Seems fairly obvious and straightforward, and in many ways it is. The more red you have in your color, obviously the more intense that color is going to be. Okay, now ideally, if you're just using shades of gray and not using any blues, then you won't get as much of a purple effect. But now you can see how up here, vibrant red, as it blends together with the gray and gets more gray, until finally there's almost no red whatsoever. Okay, we got a good blend going in here. There we go. I'm now going to switch to the quick close-up view so we can get a good look at that strip and how the color intensity goes from a vibrant color to a very dull color. Here we go. Brace yourselves. So here in our closer-up view, you can see how as the blend goes into more and more red, that intensity, that vibrancy. If I brought more white into this gray, again, we can start to see how that color intensity can be a very slow change. So the more intense, it's going to pop forward. As it fades out, it's going to recede. This is how you get some of your fading into the background, is just a little bit of gray into your trees, and they will fade back. If you go across those trees with a vibrant color, that vibrant color pops on top. If I took a gray right with that vibrant color, even though it's painted on top, the red still tries to feel like it's coming forward. Especially once we get into here, it almost feels like the red is on top. So intensity and vibrancy in color can help for your depth. The foreground trees in bright green, the background trees have just a little bit of gray added to their color. So intensity, vibrancy, saturation are ways of having depth in your painting, as well as just for sheer color value itself. Let's switch back to studio view. So you can see how intense your color is will have a great effect not only in how it reads visually as color, but can be used for effects like distance, depth of field in your painting. The more muted your colors are, the farther back they're going to go. So in a large landscape, the gray, purplish mountains in the background, cool colors help it recede. So a low saturation cool color will recede even more, going into more vibrant, stronger colors as the landscape moves forward. There are plenty of examples of this, so if you have favorites or ones you've done yourself, feel free to link it in the comments below, and we can show off variations of color intensity to give you different examples of depth of field as well as variations of color itself. Sometimes it can be used for shading and shadow. As you lose color, rather than having it go to black, we're just going to have the colors become more muted. Sort of like as you can see across my lovely scalp here, where the highlights are, the colors are brighter. While it's not necessarily a lot darker on this side, the colors are a little more subdued. So rather than having black added, we're just going to dull the color a little bit in those locations. Using intensity of color, saturation of color to help affect your canvas. Let me know if you have questions. This is just a quick definition on how different color uses and terminology are going to be talked about when people are looking at your canvas, and how you can think about ways of using color as you approach your own canvas. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We're going to be doing a bunch of these as different ways of looking at color. We're using Vermillion, the oil painting app in VR. Have fun, everyone.